Hey Kate, this is Mrs. Skoglund. Just wanted to give you a little feedback on your summer assignment. So we're mostly going to talk through chapter 1 since that was the question that you starred, but I will kind of reference some other parts of your project throughout the video as well. So, to start off, what I look for first in a body paragraph, which is what this structure is a topic sentence, and we want that to be the first sentence of your paragraph that clearly answers the question so that like I kind of know where you're going in the paragraph. I think, Kate, in a lot of your paragraphs, you definitely reference the topics. So, like here, you say the hemispheres are strikingly distinct, but notice that the question wants you to actually say what the difference is between them. So, I think it would have been more effective to just come out and actually say, the L-directed thinking is this, R-directed thinking is this. So, maybe just consider making those a little more specific in future. Next, I actually look at the end of your paragraph for a concluding sentence, and we want that to also kind of tie back to the question, sort of like summarizing what's happened in the paragraph so that the reader knows, okay, this is, the end of the paragraph. I noticed that first one didn't have a clear concluding sentence, and I think a lot of the other concluding sentences as well, Kate, like I couldn't really tell if this was your second piece of commentary or if it was a concluding sentence. So I would just encourage you to go back and really put those distinct concluding sentences in so that we as readers definitely know when the end of the paragraph is. All right, next I looked at evidence. I thought that you did a nice job selecting evidence. So in this paragraph in particular, I like how one section talks about sort of the like literal differences between the two. And then at the end you talk about how, it's not that one side's better, it's just that they're different. So I thought that was a good development of the paragraph. I also think you definitely know how to embed your quotes or integrate them into your writing. So if I read this one out loud, it says, the author stated that the left hemisphere is sequential, blah, blah, blah. So that's really great because even with the quotes in, rather, it reads super smoothly. It flows right together. That's exactly what we want. The issue that I noticed in a couple of your other paragraphs, Kate, and it might be down here a little bit, is, that like there were times where the quotes were just hanging out as sentences on their own, like they were just dropped in. And because it's your writing, we do always want you to introduce them. So again, just would encourage you to go back and maybe add those because I can tell you know how to do it, like you did it right up here. So just making sure that's consistent. Next on commentary, I thought you had some great moments with commentary. So especially in this first paragraph, I really liked this example where you said the left side of the brain is all work, no play, the right is all play, no work. That really showed me that you knew the difference that the quote was talking about up here. So giving that example was a really good way to develop your commentary. I think the issue for me, Kate, was that in some other paragraphs, there were moments of commentary that weren't as effective. So like this one, when it's talking about the more of the EQ test, you kind of just say, there's things standardized testing can't measure, which is definitely true, but I would have liked for you to dig into that quote a little more and give a specific example related to that, or talk about the importance of that, or whatever. But I think you could just develop that a little bit more. All right, finally I looked at conventions and citations. So for conventions, just be careful. We do want to avoid personal pronouns like I or you in our formal body paragraphs. Obviously in your R-directed activities, those were fine, but in the L ones, we want to avoid that to make it a little more academic and formal. Citations looked great. Those were perfect, so keep that up. And then lastly, I thought you did a good job on your R-directed activities, and I actually read the letter that you wrote, and I get it, like doing summer homework is probably never super fun, but it seems like you picked some things up out of this, so that was really great. I hope you got something out of it. That's our goal. And then I also liked this one that you did with story. I thought that it was awesome that you picked out a TED Talk that talks about depression. I think it's great that someone is talking about that and like maybe hopefully helping other people through story to kind of hear about it. And I just thought that was a really great example that you gave. Anyway, just wanted to give you some feedback.